is really for the students who are here in the audience with us today. What advice would you give GW students who want to start their own business? How do they go about it? Ashok, do you want to take that one first?
Sure. It's really, I mean, if you want to do business, first of all, you have to be honest with yourself, in my opinion. Not everybody is cut out for that. A lot of my friends started the business because they saw me doing that, and they thought they can do it, they like it. It's not easy. It takes different personality, different kind of tolerance, different kind of ability. It's not all that and is smarter than, smartest kid in the class. Nothing to do with that. It's, I can only speak for the service business because that's what experience that I have. The service business is all about relationship. You have to build a relationship and you have to maintain it. And your people skill has to be really, really good. Because you're going to be not that somebody you are dealing with today and when you're done, you move on. But you never know when you're going to need that person. So the people skill is great. It has to be really great. You have to build a relationship. You have to earn their trust and maintain your network. It all comes down to that. So if you have any interest in going into business for this service, start thinking about that and be very sure, very focused what you want to do. Not many things. You want to be, in our case, we provide science engineering work, and we didn't go too much into doing building hardware, although I had some experience with that. We stayed with the scientific side of the house and stayed on that course. It has advantages and disadvantages, but if we dilute too much, I won't be able to gain the same success that I have today. So.
Great answers. Yeah, you have to know yourself, what you want to do, what you have a passion for. You have to keep your network in place and focus. Those are three keys of successful entrepreneurs. Scott?
Yeah, I think, it's hard to follow Ashok on these because I had similar ideas, but I'll try to go in some different directions as well. I mean, obviously, being an entrepreneur does take a different type of personality, probably. Obviously, you got to be comfortable with some level of risk. I know when starting our business, there were times that you'd wake up in the middle of the night wondering what the heck you're doing. You have, you're married, you have a wife who's pregnant, and there's no paycheck coming in, and you start thinking. And the other thing too, don't be surprised if you'll get pushback from friends from the other direction too, telling you, how long are you going to keep at it? Maybe it's time to quit. So they're going to push back on you that way. I think building the contacts is important. Part of it too is develop your vision. Really think about what you want to build and make sure it's something you're passionate about. Because I think passion is important along the way. You don't want to be stuck going after something that is not going to, something you want to wake up in the morning and really jump on. So I think passion about an idea, developing a vision, and then ultimately it's all about selling and communicating. Because you have to sell all the time as an entrepreneur. You have to sell to potentially investors your idea so that they'll invest money. You have to sell it to people who you want to bring on as employees. And one of the most difficult things to do is to bring on the right management team, as we pointed out here. You want to build it, you want to be able to go out there, sell your idea, get people who want to come in and buy into the idea and work for you and have that same passion. And then the customers. You've got to be able to sell to customers all the time. So I think one of the things you really need to, and maybe it's a trait about starting your own business, is you've got to have a vision, you've got to be able to sell that vision all the time.
Good. Excellent. Vision and selling. Critical ingredients. Elias?
Don't start your business with your spouse. Regardless how much you guys love each other, it's going to go down to the toilet. So don't do that. And the other advice I can give you, most of entrepreneurs, they start this, they bring a couple of their good friends as part of it to help them to basically help them to execute the company. Identify, regardless how much of a buddy you guys are, how much you guys like each other, if you feel like that individual, not necessarily your friend, identify the people who create politics in the company. Identify the people who are like really they have the potential to create tension among the employee, get rid of them right away, regardless. You guys know each other for 20 years. So I went through both of these with my first year in the company. The third one is very general. I don't know when you guys graduating, but I think based on historically, it's a perfect timing right now. I know the economy is bad, but it's a perfect time for people to become entrepreneurs. If you go back, some of the major companies, Microsoft, GE, McDonald's, Johnson & Johnson, they all started when the economy was very poor. And the fact that the job market really sucks. And if you're thinking of once you graduate you're going to get a job, I don't mean to be pessimistic, but it's bad. It's really bad. So think of a niche idea and use the power of social media. I mean, I remember my days, out of that $5 million that I raised, close to 1.5 million just went to advertising. If I had the power of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn those days, I could have saved that 1. Right now, I mean, that awesome DC launched, blog that I launched, I haven't done any marketing effort for it. Maybe just use Facebook and Twitter. The traffic that I'm generating for this just simple blog is the equivalent of $500,000-$600,000 that I spent back in the early 90s when there was no social media. So it's really good timing to basically think of it. If you have a great idea, use your contacts, use the power of social media, and try to build something, create economy, employ others. That's the 3 advice I can give you guys.
Great. Terrific. In fact, the point you made, Elias, about starting in a recession is one that's statistically borne out. There have been a lot of articles written this year, in 2009, I should say, about the amazing number of new companies historically, including all the ones he mentioned and many, many others, that started during downturns in the economy. May seem counterintuitive, but it's a great time to start out because everybody's down, and then you can rise with the rising tide along with all the others as the economy improves. One other item that is probably is valid in terms of correlating with the successful startup as any other single item, it's having written a business plan before you start your business. There's put on paper exactly what your plans are and what you want to do. And obviously the success that that's given so many companies is what we're trying to encourage here at GW by sponsoring this business plan writing competition and giving away the $30,000 in prize money, because that really does form a good, solid foundation for any new business. I'm going to ask 2 more questions, and I'm going to turn it over to the audience. So start thinking about questions you all want to ask yourselves. My question right now for the panel is, what skills, specific skills, do you consider most critical for success in entrepreneurship and small business management? And those 2 terms really go together, entrepreneurship and small. Entrepreneurship is starting the firm, but then once you start it, you're managing a small business. So you want to start off again, Ashok?